Hello, welcome to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel. Is this the right way to wear these things?
For you, yes.
Okay. I just can't see it.
Welcome to the coronavirus edition
Yes.
of Double Talk.
Because we know that nobody in the country is talking about the coronavirus, so we thought we would.
Right.
Yeah, so different. We will also be talking about this issue.
Well, it's our St. Patty's Day show.
You know, that's the happy part.
It's our St. Patty's
we
Day
have,
show, ladies and
everybody's
gentlemen.
talking about how the world is sucking because you can't do anything, which is true. But thank goodness for St. Patty's Day, you could drink by yourself.
Absolutely. Now, you know, a lot of the TV shows like Jeopardy and talk shows, the NCAA, no audiences allowed, just like this show, Michael. We do not allow an audience anymore.
From the beginning, because we're all sick here.
We're ahead of the curve on this one.
Yes, I like that hat. Very dapper. This
Absolutely.
one feels very good. Yes, so hopefully everybody is well, but if you're not, that's why we have electronic media, so you can sit by where you are and soak in your own germs, and we can soak in our own germs.
Okay,
But
whatever, Michael.
Mark is a germaphobe, so I know he has nothing, right?
And you already
That's what the
nothing.
that's what the word phobe means.
Now, this is our St. Patrick's Day show,
Yes, I'll
which
put
is
this here,
next
so-
Wednesday.
Thursday.
And so,
Wednesday or Tuesday?
as we always do on St. Patrick's Day,
Always. In fact, we started doing our alcohol bit on St. Patrick's Day because we thought, you know, I don't know anything about Irish whiskey, so let's do Irish whiskey. And then after that, we decided, you know, let's
Irish
do stuff we know about. So, and now every St. Patrick's Day,
that's how it
obviously, we
comes.
have the same thing.
Exactly. And you're right, it's next Tuesday,
It's next Tuesday.
the 17th
You
of
could drink
March.
both days. Some people for St. Patty's Day, it usually ends up
It
the
bleeds
next
over
day
into
over.
the 18th,
Depends on how ardent you are.
or how hungover.
So, let us start with, we're doing Jameson. I was looking for something good. Thank goodness the alcohol trade keeps up with what I'm looking for. Jameson is doing at least two offshoots called Cask Mates, and one is a stout edition, one is the IPA edition. So it's Jameson Irish whiskey, and then they end it with whatever that is.
Now,
In this case, we'll do the IPA first.
What did you find these Irish?
There's this store, it's hidden away someplace.
Yes.
It's called Walgreens.
Really? They have these
Yeah.
at Walgreens?
Yes, and they have them in the large size too, but I figured, who knows?
Why not get the small ones?
Yes. And it's actually, if you think you're going to keep drinking this stuff,
Yes.
it's a lot more economical to buy the big one.
Yes,
I'm not gonna
but
say-
if you're going to drink the whole thing, you might as well get the small one.
Yeah.
As we do every year on this show, we always drink and sample
Every year,
and taste every year an Irish whiskey,
Or a variation of Irish cocktails.
which we'll do later.
I was looking up Irish cocktails, and
Come on.
they're all kind of silly. This is mine. Don't worry about it.
Silly.
They're silly, you know, other than the one we did, which is a variation on the Manhattan or Rob Roy by putting sweet vermouth in it. The
Yes.
others would be adding coffee, which is Irish coffee. Pretty much you're drinking boozed up coffee, which is
Or you
good
could add
no matter
Baileys.
what. You could do that too.
No, that's Irish.
So this is an IPA.
IPA?
Yep.
What do you call it? Oh, it's
It's an IPA
aged
edition.
in an IPA cask.
An IPA, so it should taste like the IPA beer. Smells good.
That's good whiskey. That is good whiskey, I must say. And I know Irish whiskey because I'm Celtic.
Oh, is that a disease too?
Yeah, it's
The
catching.
The
Watch
Celtic
out.
disease. This is, you know, it's not as smooth as Jameson usually, but it's got that little, you know.
It's got an interesting back
IPA
taste.
has a bitter bite, which is what gives it character.
This has an interesting
It has
finish.
more flavor than
I
Jameson.
like this very much, Michael. I must say.
Well, good, because we have three more to go.
As an Irish whiskey aficionado, I claim, I like that very much.
Well, that's good. I think it's okay too. We still have the stout to go. I'm guessing this will be smoother. We also have, I think we used these last year.
Two
I can't-
Bushmills.
I can't imagine why I have these, but one's the Bushmill Red and Bushmill Black.
You know, I've never seen the smaller bottles in Bushmills.
We had this last year.
Where'd you get
We
'em?
had a year ago. They still sell them at Walgreens. You know,
Smaller bottles. I don't see them when I go there.
That's because your eyes are horrible. Do you need better glasses?
And you know, before Walgreens switched over their corporate management, they used to have Irish whiskey on sale near St. Patty's Day. They don't anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
You can get a bottle of Paddy's for like $13, not anymore.
And
It's
we
still
found
19.
out one of the times we did this, we did all the actual Irish whiskeys, and we added sweet vermouth, and we made something called Paddy's Cocktail. Paddy being the slam
Which
name
basically
for
it's a
Irish.
Manhattan, right?
And that was better with Paddy's, which is not as good as these others, Bushmill and Jameson
Right.
and Kilbeggan.
But because it's not as good, you add a little something sweetener to it.
It makes it really
it's
good.
just fine. Right. Now, we're here in the studio without our studio audience, as many TV shows now are,
Let's hear the canned laughter.
because of the COVID-19, that is the coronavirus.
Oh, is that what it means?
Right. The virus that Trump called a Democratic hoax. Now, 4 congressmen are now sequestered with the Democratic hoax.
Yes. It's not real, though. They just did it for the effect,
Well,
to
you know,
show how bad the Democrats are.
and I think what this coronavirus is, it started in China.
Well, eventually, actually, it was invented in China, right?
It was invented. I think it was a weaponized virus that had been worked on for years by the Chinese. It was either accidentally released, or they were doing a
Testing.
survey on people locally, and it just got out of hand.
So, weaponizing something like this, the enemy army is coming at you. You shoot virus at them.
Yes.
You wait 5 days for them to get sick.
Right. Well,
That's not a good.
it was a bioweapon years in the making, and now here it is. Thank you, China.
Well, because of that, cargo is not coming in or going out
Well,
between our countries, as well as Europe.
this flu has killed worldwide a couple of thousand people, but the flu kills 60,000 a year in this country alone. 16,000 people in this country are murdered. So this this virus, how bad is it really?
Well,
We don't know yet.
it seems like even with the other flus and viruses and everything we've had, we've never had people go this crazy. Really. I mean, every place I go, it's closed down.
We've never had a virus go this crazy.
Well, what do we have?
Buffets and restaurants, they're closing down. You don't want people sneezing on the food. And, Now, it's not only now an official global pandemic, but it's the latest excuse for canceling events.
Well, you don't want an excuse to cancel an event. You don't want to cancel it because there's money to be made.
They're
the
canceling.
Austin Music Conference
the bunch-
was 50,000 people. That's a lot of money.
South by Southwest
Vegas,
canceled.
Yes, that's the one in Austin.
Michael, I'd love to come to your bris,
My bris?
but, I might have corona, so I'd hate to infect anybody.
Okay, well,
I'm sorry, I have to cancel.
I didn't invite you to my bris.
Now,
It's so long ago.
the president has put Vice President Pence in charge.
Well, that was a while ago, and that didn't work.
Well, like Trump, he's a science denier and a truth denier. Now, here's the thing about viruses.
Oh, you wrote this out ahead of time.
Viruses mutate and evolve, right? We know this. Pence doesn't believe in evolution.
Well, that's good.
Meanwhile,
That
the
way
viruses
this
are evolving.
This virus will mutate. So one of the things that was canceled, as I might have mentioned on other shows, I was going to go to Malta next week. Mm-hmm. And on Wednesday night, they stopped allowing flights into Malta. It's near Italy. It is in Italy. From this list I have, there are only 6 people in Malta that have the virus. On the other hand,
Right? That's 2 more than New Mexico has.
yeah. Well, that's because there's more people, almost more. There's 440,000 people in Malta, which is half of
Uh-huh.
or a third.
Well, actually, New Mexico might have more, but because
We don't
they
know.
don't have the testing kits available, we don't know if there might be more because the government's not on this. They're not disseminating the testing kits.
On the bright side of it, some people get it and they are mildly discomforted and then they get over it.
It's like the flu.
And if that happens, then you get some sort of antibodies that keep you okay.
Are there antibodies to this? We don't know.
Your body makes antibodies
We
to
don't know.
everything. That's the only way you
This
get
is
rid
an
of them.
artificial virus created in the laboratories of China, so we
Oh,
don't know.
I know it's good for an antibody.
What's that?
Part 2
A
of our
body?
Irish whiskey thing. Knock
Ah.
off your part 1. Oh,
I'll finish this.
Finish it while you're looking and seeing your next topic. Are you done?
Yes.
Okay. This is a stout barreled Jameson.
Very good. Now, Trump called the coronavirus a Democratic hoax, just like he called climate change Chinese hoax.
Is it a Chinese hoax? I thought it was a Democratic hoax.
And no, that was global warming.
I thought it was a Bernie Sanders hoax.
And no, the coronavirus is a Democratic hoax, and 4 congressmen are now, quarantined with the Democratic hoax.
You're rereading your old stuff, but what are you getting here?
Well, Trump, as he characteristically bungles his way through this crisis, he thinks he's doing great, but the disease,
he said it's going to be over. He says, don't worry about it.
Disease will soon go down to nothing.
Right.
The opposite has happened.
Right. So first it has to go up, then it has to go down, and he already predicted April, even before he knew what was going on, and even now he may not know what's going on.
Well,
nor does he care. Although he did shake hands with people who possibly were in touch with, we're going to have the next beer here.
He continues to ignore his own health advisors.
Beer, Irish
because
whiskey.
He knows better. Like he did when he ignored our intelligence agencies.
About Russia spying on us.
Instead took the word of Putin.
Yeah.
Which made Trump Putin's useful idiot.
It's always been that way.
Now,
who do you think loaned him money for hotels that he couldn't afford?
They're predicting that 150 million Americans could get this virus.
I heard that yesterday from somebody who said 150 million Americans, and I said, that's like almost half the country. He said, no, it's not. And I said, it's almost. He said, no, we have 1 billion people here.
And that's the congressional doctor who made that prediction.
Actually, he could be on the show when I'm gone. That guy who knows that there's 1 billion people in America. So, Ty, we're looking forward to you coming on the show and giving us information.
So what should we do
to
keep ourselves safe from the virus?
I think we're doing as much as we can.
Drinking whiskey?
Drinking whiskey.
That might help. It couldn't hurt, certainly.
Whiskey's good. Alcohol kills it. They say the stuff you put on yourself has to have 60% or more alcohol. I think I mentioned last time, there's 65% alcohol in certain absinthe. But you don't like absinthe, so you can't do it on the show. Absinthe.
Yes. Now, certain things, antibiotics, they're no good against viruses. They're only good against bacteria.
Yes, that's why it's called antibiotic.
That's right. So,
you need a Z-pack.
So what can we do? Well, social
viruses.
distancing. Keep away from people. They're saying, 15 to 30 feet away from people in public. Frequent hand washing.
You can get a balloon. You could live in a balloon. If everybody here is like the balloon boy, it'd be really hard to go shopping.
You should avoid crowds. That's why so many places are closing down. That's why the NBA is canceled. They canceled their season. Yeah.
There's no more crowds.
That's why the NCAA basketball tournament, no crowds. They're going to have the tournament, no audience.
That's why all the late night talk shows, no crowds.
That's
Even
right.
Wendy Williams, the only crowd she has is, up front.
Even Jeopardy, no audience next week.
So hopefully that doesn't go on for more than a month.
Well,
where'd you get a sign like that?
Yeah, everything's being canceled.
I'm not sure if canceled has two L's.
You ever see the
not.
movie The Martian with Matt Damon?
Yes, he was
He
sequestered.
He said, he was sequestered, and he said in that movie, in the moment of his crisis, he said, I have to science the hell out of this. Well, that's what we have to do. Unfortunately, the people Trump has appointed to do that don't believe in science.
Oh, that's a quandary, man.
Right.
And what does medicine have to do with science anyway?
Trump
really?
said
What
it'll
does it have to
disappear like a miracle.
It will when everybody dies.
Well, plus he defunded the departments that could fix this if they existed now.
I like hearing you go through your political rants. I can't wait. Primary season's coming up for local candidates. Maybe you should run.
Well, we've had over 40 deaths in the U.S. already with this thing.
Well, and we know there's 1 billion people here. So percentage-wise,
1 billion?
According to Ty.
350 million, more or less, in this country. But they're dropping like flies.
Yes. I never saw flies drop.
No.
Did you ever see flies drop?
Yes, I have. So I hit them with the fly swatter.
I thought maybe we went fishing.
Well, there are movements afoot in Congress to allow people to have sick leave for this thing. Paid sick leave so they could get off work. The Senate killed the bill that would have provided paid sick leave for people with the coronavirus.
That was the Senate, probably not the
Thank
House
you.
of Representatives.
Thank you, Moscow Mitch.
Yes. Way to kill your enemies. Give them a virus. You know, I have a list here of all the countries and how many people have the virus.
Yes.
And I don't believe the United States of Russia has anything listed. Isn't that
United
US?
States of Russia?
Yeah. Isn't that
Same
what they
thing,
call-
isn't it?
Yeah.
Tell you what, let's take a break.
And I'll look, yes, there's nothing for Russia. 16 people in Estonia, though.
16 whole people.
Yeah, 16.
That's as many people as
Oh, wait, Russia.
California
20
has.
people in Russia
Dead or just have it?
alive.
Okay.
Or that had it, yeah.
Well, let's take a break
We will be back with, we're going to move
with
from,
more Irish whiskeys
we're going to move from Jameson
after this message.
to Bushmills, both colors. We're unanimous.
You found us on Channel 98. Keep watching because we have so much in store for you. We want to grow together. Your channel, local and real.
If we want to improve America's healthcare system, let's start by improving the health of Americans. Despite the best doctors, hospitals, and medical advancements, Americans are not as healthy as they should be. We spend too much on treatment and not enough on wellness and prevention. We need a system based on primary care. When patients have a medical home and a long-term relationship with a doctor, the result is a longer, healthier life and reduced medical costs for everyone. Let's make America a place where health is primary.
Horizon Granite is here.
It's here. Horizon Granite is here. We'll come to you to customize your kitchen and bathroom with beautiful countertops and cabinets. Find out more at horizongranite.com. Call us at 575-650-3180.
Horizon Granite is here.
It's here.
Make yourself a beautiful home.
Hi, I'm Ray Bamberg with Here on Earth. I would like to invite you for a free hearing evaluation to our office. We've been here in southern New Mexico for 34 years helping people hear better.
Not bad. Thank you.
Really?
Not bad. Thank you for
Okay.
joining us back here on Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel. We're just trying some new stuff here. We already did Jameson, both stout flavored and IPA flavored. What we're going to do you want another cube? You got cubes
Yes, I
here?
do.
Here's your cubes. Bushmills makes a black and a red, and they were selling these in these mini bowl. This is in Walgreens.
That's
too.
interesting.
And the standard, I think we'll do the non-standard. Standard would be for a dark whiskey to use something like a sweet vermouth, like Martini and Rossi on the rocks. That would be standard. But I was thinking we should try Cointreau, and you just tasted a little bit, right?
Yes, it wasn't hideous, but I prefer trying
All right, we'll do it that way.
And as you know, folks,
You know this because you watch our show
we don't have an
religiously.
audience we don't have a studio audience anymore.
But that's nothing. Oh yes, we used to have an enormous audience because we have at least a foot and a half behind us or in front of us. Okay,
Yes.
we're going to do this as a fake martini. I also have Angostura bitters if you want to use that.
It's up, well, be my guest.
Oops.
Now, you know, Trump has canceled any trips from Europe to the United States. for
Which is
30
why
days,
we're not going to Malta.
except for Britain.
And you know why that is?
And Britain has more cases of the virus than all the other countries except for Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why would not? Because he thinks England is part of America, I think. Isn't that
I
why?
think England thinks we're part of them.
They speak. Are they stopping anybody coming here from Russia?
No,
You know, you asked for this, so I'm going to do this.
Most European countries have less virus than England has, or Great Britain.
Eek.
So did you know that San Francisco
Yeah.
has banned groups of 1,000 or more?
Well, usually
Coming together.
groups of 3 to 5 are what you need to have sex in San Francisco.
Santa Clara, the same way. No more than 1,000 people may get together and form a crowd.
1,000 people.
Right.
Right, who's going to stand there counting? Here, let's try this.
Now, Washington
Oh,
State.
you're still doing this stuff.
Come
here.
on. There we go.
Slanjava.
Sláinte is the Irish.
I did
Greeting.
Scottish Slanjava.
No, so it's
Oh, this is really good.
Sláinte. It's not bad, is
This
it?
is pretty good.
You gave me more than you gave you in the
No, I gave
vermouth.
First. No, I gave myself a lot of vermouth.
Not that it's a bad drink. No, I enjoy it.
It
Now,
is tasty.
Washington State has banned groups of more than 250.
Who's counting?
That's right.
So,
All Seattle schools are shut down.
who's counting? Well, they can't count anymore because nobody's learning how to count. The schools are closed.
Yes. The states are way ahead of the United States government in dealing with this crisis.
This is why we have individual states, because everybody gets to decide
You
their
can't
own
count
things.
on the government.
You sort of isolate, but there's
For the-
certain populations are isolated. Certain things have more than others. New Mexico, what do we got? 4 people now?
4 people
Who are
as
sick.
of today in the state of New Mexico. And those people came in, one came in from Egypt with it.
The nerve.
I think the thing is,
They got to check their luggage.
we only have one major airport in the whole state. So that's to our
Albuquerque.
advantage.
Right,
Really.
and you don't do a lot of international flying of that. But
Right.
El Paso is not
We
our
only have
state.
El Paso,
El Paso is not our
40
state,
miles
but we are
south.
very connected to El Paso. So whatever happens in El Paso, we take the brunt of it.
Right.
Since you can get into El Paso and then come here.
And
Did you know that?
Each infected person infects 2 to 3 other people. We know that.
Well, it shows that we're a social people.
On
the other hand, if you
Italy is in nationwide lockdown.
Amazing, because it started in Milan and it just escalated.
They've actually handled this. In South Korea, they've handled it. South Korea, they're testing 10,000 people a day for the virus. This country has not tested 10,000 people yet.
We tested under 500, I think.
No.
Call us up with corrections.
You know,
So my sister called me when
Yes.
Italy was closed down, and she knew we were going to
Malta.
and she said, "You can't go there." I said, "It's not really part of Italy." I guess it doesn't really matter anymore.
who owns
'Cause
Malta?
Malta is an
The
independent-
Maltese, right?
It's an independent country. It was owned by everybody, most recently the British. So they do speak that language they speak there, which is called Brittonish.
Uh-huh.
And that's it, in case you want to know. And if we mentioned it last time, Pete Buttigieg is from Malta.
That's correct.
It's a Maltese name, apparently,
Right.
because nobody can figure out where
In
that
fact,
name
he
comes from.
hosted for Jimmy Kimmel 2 nights ago.
He did?
Yes, he did.
Well, he's got a good career. He probably made more money hosting it than he made as a year of being mayor.
Yeah, probably. Now, Tom Hanks and his wife now have the coronavirus.
Which makes it famouser than it ever has been.
Yes, Tom Hanks and his wife.
I'm sure they will be healthy. Tom Hanks is 63, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah.
His wife's a bit younger.
Yeah, she's about 36.
Leslie Mann. No, that's not Leslie Mann.
No, that's not Leslie Mann.
That's
There's
John
somebody
Apatow's
else.
wife.
Yeah.
Rita.
Rita Hanks.
Rita Hanks.
It would be that. Well, they all have wives someplace. Yeah.
That's right.
So, hope you get better. I mean, I think a lot of people obviously get better. When you look at 3% of the population perish, perhaps due to underlying circumstances, that means there are at least 97% not perishing. Although all the statistics aren't in, so it doesn't really help. So let's say you did that for congresspeople, TV shows. Oh, did we talk about those of you who don't mind crowds can go out this St. Paddy's Day to a number of places that are doing things.
There's lots of places around town where they will allow crowds.
And just, you can remember this from Dr. Michael. If you drink something right before you kiss somebody, your lips are like immune.
No, just be careful. Don't kiss.
Don't kiss,
shake.
don't spit, don't
the
laugh,
fist
and somebody, if you guffaw, if you're a guffawing laughter, which means spit goes. The what?
You know, I was in Albertsons yesterday. I could not find any hand sanitizer at all.
It hasn't been.
There was no Lysol to be found.
My wife asked the Walgreens guy when they're getting Purell. I went in like 3 hours later. They go, oh, let's forget it.
No, forget it.
Okay, luckily you're not going to see this until I get out of here. I heard that that store across the street from Fiesta Foods that sells to restaurants and industrial things has
yes.
little Purell things.
Uh-huh.
I'm going there right after the show.
Okay.
Not that I care, because
Right next to
I probably already
KFC.
have- Yeah.
Yes. Now, Amador Live on St. Patrick's Day is doing a thing.
So most of these places are fun places.
Do you like corned beef and cabbage on St. Patrick's?
I do, and you don't because
Because
you're not a meat
Because
eater.
of corned beef.
But I love corned beef, and corned beef and cabbage
I like cabbage.
is really good. I like corned beef. You probably like corned beef too. You just don't eat it.
I like corned
you
turkey.
Don't do corned turkey.
Yes, I do.
Go put a corn up a turkey and see
What's
how
the
that
difference?
tastes. What's the difference? Oh man, the texture. Oh, Little Toad Creek has got a Paddy's Day Bash. Little Toad Creek has been a very fun place, and somebody told me that Little Toad Creek, it's not true, but it's a good place to start, is doing a cocktail contest. Turns out the city is doing a cocktail contest. Little Toad Creek is going to be part of that.
You know, I've been to
So-
the Icebox. The Icebox
Oh.
is doing a thing. I went to the Icebox up here on North Main I've been there a couple of times.
Yeah.
I had their mushrooms, and I had their pizza, and their beer.
And the
A
corned
couple of the
beef?
beers are undrinkable.
How many beers did you have? Well, that's what
2.
most of these guys. Oh,
Well, I sampled several. They have a beer that mixes a beer with strawberry and something. You know, they figured out a way to ruin both.
whoa, that's sad.
Oh, by the way, my obscure film series at the Rio Grande Theater.
It's canceled.
Obscure unless there's no, I don't think it's
Oh,
canceled.
good.
yet.
It's still going.
That's
what's
going
the
on
next
March
day?
31st on a Tuesday night. We're showing Alex in Wonderland,
Oh, who's in that?
directed by Paul Mazursky, starring Donald Sutherland,
Oh,
Ellen
that's supposed to be
Burstyn,
good.
and Federico Fellini.
I have the same acting teacher as Ellen Burstyn.
And I'm sorry I didn't take.
What do you mean, Mark? That I can't act?
See what I mean?
Oh.
So anyway, these are pretty good, Michael. You can't go wrong
These
with
are
Irish
pretty good.
whiskey.
And vermouth.
Happy St. Patrick's
Before we give
Day.
this up, if you don't like to drink and you want to have some corned beef and cabbage, apparently the United Methodist Church on Locust Street. Oh, that's
Yes,
down the street
your
from you.
neighborhood, yes.
11 to 2 on Sunday, March 15th, which is not St. Patrick's Day,
Almost.
but I'm not doing anything from 11 to 2.
There you go.
That's good.
You're not going to be in Malta?
No, I'm not. And Mark usually goes to the Bataan Death March, and it didn't kill him
That's canceled
yet.
too.
It didn't kill him yet. But
The
he
Bataan
says
Death March
they're-
was canceled, and
they're
so
afraid-
was the concerts related to it.
Yes. So if
Sad
you
state
can't,
of
you can't die in
affairs.
the Bataan Death March. So I suggest this for St. Paddy's Day. Have your Irish whiskey, a little bit of vermouth, and perhaps a dash of Angostura bitters.
Why not?
And you got it made. Slangeman, as they say in Scotland, but not Ireland.
Slancha, as we say.
Slante.
As we Celts like to say.
They're all Celts. Like our Jews like to say, don't drink. It's not good for you.
You Jews don't say that. We'll see you
The old
back here
Jews
next
do.
week.
Yes.